Good morning dear students, how are you all? So in the previous class we have discussed about universal integrators as well as pH, isn't it? So today's class we are going to learn about salts. So far we have discussed about acids and bases. So by the reaction of acid and a base we get salt and water. നമ്മൾ മുന്നേ പഠിച്ച രണ്ട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ, that is acids and bases. From acids and bases we get salt, isn't it? Yes, and this reaction is known as neutralization reaction. We have already learned that. So see, we can obtain different type of salts like neutral salts, acidic salts and basic salts. Neutral salts are always obtained by the reaction of a strong acid with a strong base. Okay, strong acid and strong base കൂടി react ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് neutral salt കിട്ടുന്നത്. Then acidic salts are obtained by the reaction of strong acid with weak base. Okay, strong acid and weak base കൂടി react ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ what do we get? We get an acidic salt. Okay, അപ്പോൾ ഏതാണ് strong എന്ന് നോക്കുക. അങ്ങനത്തെ salt, strong ഏതാണോ അതിൻ്റെ salt ആയിരിക്കും നമുക്ക് കിട്ടുന്നത്. Strong acid ആണെങ്കിൽ we get acidic salt. Now, by the reaction of a strong base with weak acid, we get basic salt. Now here, which is strong, acid or base? Base is strong, isn't it? Base ആണ് ഇവിടെ strong ആയിട്ടുള്ളത്. So, you get a basic salt. If the acid is strong, you get acidic salt. Now, if both the acid and base, if both are strong, you get a neutral salt. So, these are the three different types of salts, that is neutral salt, acidic and basic salt. And how are salts generally prepared? By the reaction of acid and base, that is neutralization reaction. The first we are going to discuss about common salt. You all know what is common salt. What is common salt? It is all available in your home. What is it? Yes, it is sodium chloride. ഉപ്പ്, നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിൽ നമ്മൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഉപ്പാണ് കോമൺ സോൾട്ട് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. ഓക്കെ, ഇറ്റ്സ് കെമിക്കൽ ഫോർമുല ഈസ് NaCl. It is chemically known as sodium chloride and it is obtained by the reaction of hydrochloric acid with NaOH. Hydrochloric acid ഉം NaOH ഉം കൂടി റിയാക്ട് ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴാണ് നമുക്ക് എന്ത് കിട്ടുന്നത്? കോമൺ സോൾട്ട്, ദാറ്റ് ഇസ് സോഡിയം ക്ലോറൈഡ്. And generally these sodium chloride are obtained by evaporating seawater. നമ്മൾ seawater evaporate ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എന്ത് കിട്ടും? We get large crystals, brown colored crystals containing impurities. So we have to subject these crystals for purification. So after purification we get the white form of salt which is used in our home. Okay, and that large crystals of salt which contains impurities is known as rock salt. What is it known as? Rock salt. Okay, so it has to be subjected for purification, so you get the pure white salt, that is NaCl. And this sodium chloride has a large number of applications. As you all know, it is commonly used for cooking, isn't it? നമ്മൾ കുക്കിങ്ങിന് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാറുണ്ട് for adding taste to our dishes, and not only that, this sodium chloride, it dissociates to give Na plus and Cl minus, and both the ions are essential for our body. നമ്മുടെ ബോഡിക്ക് രണ്ട് അയോൺസും എസെൻഷ്യൽ ആണ്. ഓക്കെ, Na പ്ലസിൻ്റെയും ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്, Cl മൈനസിൻ്റെയും ആവശ്യമുണ്ട്. Then it is used for preparing many raw materials like NaOH, sodium hydroxide, baking soda, washing soda, etc. So we have a lot of uses based on NaCl. Okay, it is generally used for adding flavor to our dishes. Then it is used for the preparation of NaOH, baking soda, washing soda, etc. Okay, now we are going to discuss about another type of salt. So the next salt we are going to discuss is sodium hydroxide. Okay, so we are going to discuss about sodium hydroxide. See, how is sodium hydroxide generally obtained? It is generally prepared from sodium chloride. Okay, so we have discussed before that sodium chloride is used for the preparation of many raw materials like NaOH. So sodium chloride, it is dissolved in water. So it becomes aqueous solution of NaCl. Sodium chloride we water dissolve aqueous solution of NaCl, and it is also called brine solution. And this brine solution is subjected to electrolysis. This brine solution we electrolysis. So what happens? This NaCl will split with the help of electricity. Electrolysis is electricity split electrolysis. Okay. So this NaCl solution will undergo splitting in the presence of electricity, and it will yield NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide, along with chlorine and hydrogen gases. And this chlorine gas, it is liberated at anode, which is the positive electrode. Okay, anode is a positive electrode. Positive electrode chlorine gas is liberated. And hydrogen gas is obtained at the negative electrode, that is cathode. And NaOH is obtained near to the cathode. Cathode is NaOH. So on subjecting this NaCl solution, aqueous solution or brine solution for electrolysis, you will get NaOH, chlorine and hydrogen. And chlorine gas is obtained at anode, hydrogen gas is obtained at the cathode, and NaOH is obtained near to cathode. Is that clear? And this process is known as chlor-alkali process. Why is it so? Why is it so called? Because you are getting chlorine along with the alkali. The alkali here is NaOH, that is sodium hydroxide. Hence this process is known as chlor-alkali process. Now the next salt we are going to discuss is bleaching powder. Okay, bleaching powder, the formula is CaOCl2. CaOCl2. And how is this obtained? It is generally prepared by treating chlorine with CaOH twice, that is slaked lime. We have learned about calcium hydroxide before. It is known as slaked lime. So you are passing chlorine gas to the solution, that is calcium hydroxide solution. First calcium hydroxide is taken in small amount and it is dissolved in water. Then after that chlorine gas is passed to it. So you get bleaching powder, that is CaOCl2 along with water. Okay, and this bleaching powder, as you all know, it has many uses. From the very name itself you can understand it is mainly used for bleaching textiles. Okay, and clothes bleach use. Then it is an important and essential oxidizing agent for the synthesis of many chemicals. ഒരുപാട് chemicals synthesize ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ bleaching powder ആവശ്യം തേടാറുണ്ട്, because it is an useful oxidizing agent. Then it is used for disinfecting water. Okay, you have seen that your parents might use this and for cleaning well water, etc. നമ്മുടെ വീട്ടിലെ വെള്ളിനകത്തൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ കുറച്ചിടാറുണ്ട്. എന്തിനു വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ്? For oxidizing that water. Okay, ചിലപ്പോൾ അത് കുറേ നാൾ കഴിയുമ്പോൾ ഒരു raw smell ഒക്കെ വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് നമ്മൾ എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? We add some bleaching powder, that is for oxidizing water. Since it is an oxidizing agent, it will help to oxidize the impurities in water. So it is used for disinfecting drinking water. So these are the three common uses: bleaching, oxidizing agent and for disinfecting drinking water. So we have discussed about sodium hydroxide and bleaching powder. So children, now we are going to learn about baking soda. Okay, so you have heard about baking soda, isn't it? So it is chemically known as sodium bicarbonate, that is NaHCO3. Okay, NaHCO3, sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. It is known as sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. And how is it prepared? It is generally prepared from common salt, that is sodium chloride. Sodium chloride is allowed to react with water, carbon dioxide and ammonia. So what you have to do is first take some sodium chloride, that is NaCl, and dissolve it in some amount of water. So you prepare sodium chloride aqueous solution. So to that solution you have to pass both carbon dioxide and ammonia gas. So you will get ammonium chloride along with sodium bicarbonate. Okay, so what are the reactants taken? Sodium chloride, that is common salt, is mixed with water. So you prepare the solution of NaCl. To it you are passing carbon dioxide and ammonia. So you will get ammonium chloride along with sodium bicarbonate or sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now, as you know, it is a mild, non-corrosive basic salt. Okay, sodium bicarbonate is basic and it is non-corrosive. Non-corrosive means it does not bring any corrosion to the surface in which it is kept. നമ്മൾ എവിടെയാണോ ബൈകാർബണേറ്റിനെ വെക്കുന്നത് ആ സർഫസിൽ അത് ഒരു corrosion പ്രൊഡ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യത്തില്ല. It is non-corrosive. A mild, non-corrosive basic salt. Okay, since it is a basic salt, it is prepared from a strong base. Okay. Now, sodium bicarbonate on heating, it will produce sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide. So when you use this bicarbonate for cooking, what you do? You are applying a large amount of heat to it. So what will happen? This bicarbonate will decompose. Sodium bicarbonate will decompose and produce sodium carbonate, water and carbon dioxide. So this carbon dioxide gas which is formed, it makes the dishes softer. It is this baking soda, that is sodium bicarbonate, is generally used for baking purposes like cakes, bread, bun, etc. Isn't it? So you know all these things are very soft. Why is it so? Because when you add this baking soda or sodium bicarbonate, on heating it will produce carbon dioxide gas. This carbon dioxide gas is responsible for that softness or fluffiness. Okay, we have to say the uses of baking soda. Okay, baking soda has many uses as it is used for preparing snacks like bread, cake, bun, etc. Then it is an important ingredient in antacid. Antacids are an important ingredient in baking soda because it can neutralize the acidity, excess acids. Okay, it can neutralize the excess acidity. So it is an important ingredient in antacid. Okay, bicarbonate is a basic salt. So acids neutralize it. Therefore, it is used as an important or essential ingredient in antacid. Okay. Now it is used in soda acid fire extinguishers also. Okay, fire extinguisher we use it. Why is it so? Because sodium bicarbonate on heating will liberate carbon dioxide gas. Okay, a flame in the heat the sodium bicarbonate decompose the carbon dioxide gas liberate. And carbon dioxide gas never support combustion, isn't it? Carbon dioxide orikkalum combustion support cheyyunnilla. Eppozhum flame ne cut off cheyane nokkathullu. So hence it finds a good application in soda acid fire extinguisher. Okay. Now the next compound we are going to discuss is washing soda. Washing soda is chemically sodium carbonate, Na2CO3.10H2. It is a hydrated salt. It is a hydrated salt. That is, 1 molecule of sodium carbonate can accommodate 10 molecules of water. So its formula is Na2CO3.10H2 and it is prepared by direct combination reaction, that is sodium carbonate combined with 10 molecules of water to yield Na2CO3.10H2. Sodium carbonate 10 water molecules react with Na2CO3.10H2. Okay, it is a basic salt. As we have discussed in baking soda, washing soda is also a basic salt. And it has many uses as it is used in the preparation of soaps, glass. Okay, it is used in soap industry, glass industry, then paper industry. Then it is used for the preparation of borax. Okay, as well as an important cleansing agent. So these are the main uses of Na2CO3.10H2, that is washing soda. Now we are going to discuss about water of crystallization. Water of crystallization means it is the number of water molecules per unit formula of a compound. Or a compound in the unit formula, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ unit volume എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ അതിനകത്ത് എത്ര water molecules ഉണ്ട്. Okay, That is water of crystallization. So how do you define water of crystallization? It is the number of water molecules present in unit formula of a chemical compound. And here I have discussed some important hydrated salts. First one is copper sulfate pentahydrate, CuSO4.5H2O. CuSO4.5H2O. It is copper sulfate pentahydrate, which is commonly known as blue vitriol. This anhydrous copper sulfate in vechal ee water content illatha copper sulfate. That is 5H2O illatha copper sulfate, simply CuSO4. That is anhydrous copper sulfate. It is white in color. When it starts to absorb water molecules, what happens? It turns to blue color, and hence it is known as blue vitriol. Now, another hydrated salt is washing soda, that is sodium carbonate 10H2O, Na2CO3.10H2. It is known as washing soda. That is sodium carbonate decahydrate. 10 molecules are there, so decahydrate. Another hydrated salt is gypsum, that is CaSO4.2H2O, calcium sulfate bihydrate. Okay, calcium sulfate bihydrate, CaSO4.2H2O. And this gypsum is generally obtained from plaster of Paris. It's generally prepared from plaster of Paris. So the next compound we are going to discuss is plaster of Paris. That is calcium sulfate hemihydrate, CaSO4.5H2. Okay, calcium sulfate hemihydrate, CaSO4.5H2O. It is treated with 1.5 water molecules to prepare gypsum, that is CaSO4.2H2. Okay. So is that clear? So plaster of Paris has many medical uses. Okay. It is generally used for plastering fractured bones, isn't it? So what doctors do is they mix plaster of Paris along with water and they used for plastering fractured bones. So it has a large application in the medical field. So we have discussed so many compounds, and thus we have come to the end of the chapter, acids, bases and salts. So I hope it's clear for you all. If you have any doubts, you can contact me. Thank you.